How you guys doing today? It's Anthony Gangi. Welcome to another episode of Tier Talk. Guys, great discussion we're going to have real quick. Training officers need experience. Okay, so if a training officer doesn't have experience, they lack credibility. Simple. Without experience, you lack credibility. Now, the show is sponsored by three entities. We have American Military University, which is a great online school. If you're looking to get that higher degree, guys, check it out. They're very supportive of what we do on Tier Talk, very supportive of the corrections profession. We also have Guardian RFID, from inmate tracking and cell checks to cloud-based business and artificial intelligence. Guardian RFID digitally transforms jails, prisons, and juvenile detention facilities of every size. Visit guardianrfid.com for more information. Also, check out their YouTube channel. They do have a YouTube channel, and they got some good content there. And we also have Shea USA. Now, by the way, it's spelled CEIA. Shea USA is the world's leading weapons, cell phone, and contraband detection system manufacturer for corrections. For more information, contact Joe Vasquez at 440-561-7615. He's a subject matter expert. He's passionate about our industry, and he will take good care of you. Guys, got to check out their website. They got a lot of new technology in regards to weapon detection, especially portable stuff. So if you guys get a chance, please check it out and call that number. Tell them Tier Talk sent you if you're looking to order things for the agency. And by the way, guys, I do have a book on the market called Inmate Manipulation Decoded. If you guys get a chance, please check it out. Link is in the description. And I have a new book coming out next year. It's kind of like the daily reader for corrections. It's a very big project, but we're getting there. We're in the middle of May, trying to move forward. And one of the discussions in this book is going to be about training officers needing experience. Now, guys, being a training officer is literally one of the best positions you can have in corrections. Being in training in general, to me, is one of the best positions that you can have in corrections. You cannot see that position as a burden. I mean, being a training officer or someone that's just doing training, it's a chance for you to make a connection. It's a chance for you to share your experiences, help someone grow and develop, pass on the legacy. And in corrections, more now than ever, we need experienced officers who are willing to share their stories, share their experiences, experienced staff members in general. Because again, we're losing out on some really good methods. So we really do need senior staff to kind of step up and take on these roles of training. Now, for management, because I just said that training is a privilege, because it is, it's not a burden. You can't just put somebody in that post who doesn't meet the criteria, who doesn't have the experience. I know in some facilities, since training may have limited contact with inmates, that becomes a post that they put the most problematic staff. Or that becomes a post that's a hookup. Either way, when you're putting that person in the position, you're not putting them in the position because they have the experience. You're putting them in there because you don't know what else to do with them, or that's my buddy and I'll keep him away from the hard work that happens behind the wall. Training is hard work. It should be seen as hard work. You're cultivating the future of the system. You're creating a legacy. You're holding on to the core values that are defined by what we do every day. And you're also translating those policies and procedures that sometimes get misunderstood in our effort to evolve. Sometimes they get just generalized, and now you as a training officer have to kind of paint that perspective of what's meant by this policy and procedure. So for a training officer, when you're training those new people, for training staff, just staff in general, when you're put in a position to train, and you're going to start training, let's say, new people, the reason why you want to have that experience is because even if you're able to memorize policy and procedure, so you've memorized the what has to be done, You memorize the how it has to be done. But sometimes it becomes tough for you to answer the why it has to be done. Because usually the why is based on a personalized experience, at least from my perspective. I remember being trained by instructors who told me through their own personal stories why the what and the how had to be done. And that's what made me remember the what and the how. Because I remember their stories. I remember that connection. I remember the lesson that was taught to me because that person made an error. And he did not want to have that happen again. So he shared with me knowledge that he earned the hard way. And that truly does come from experience, walking the walk and talking the talk. It really does. That why is so important. It's going to build a connection between you and that rookie that could be everlasting. I remember the instructors who took the time and invested me and taught me the why. I remember them. Their lessons to me have been lifelong, as if I only took that training yesterday. That's how powerful it was when they taught me the why, when they facilitated that wonderful connection. But there's also another thing. Sometimes, every year or so, we have to mandate training, which means our senior staff, the ones that have been bloodied up, the ones that have walked the walk, they have to get retrained. And sometimes, guys, they don't want to go through that retraining. And the last thing we want to do is put them into a training where the person that's training them, who's telling them how to do their job, a job that they have been doing for years on end, that person that's telling them that has no experience. When a senior staff member is walking into some level of retraining, whether they're willing or not, I guarantee you this: they are comparing their experiences with them. So if that person there is going to tell me what to do, what have they done? What experiences have they had in their career? Because last I've known, this person was only in this training position because he was problematic and management didn't know what to do with him. Or she's only in there because she's buddy-buddy with the lieutenant. Either way, I need that experience to build that connection. With senior staff, that connection is truly going to be based on experience. If you're going to teach me what needs to be done or any changes that have to be made, I need to know that you've been through this shit before. Because I'm not going to be open to listening to any changes that you want to create unless I know that you have walked this walk. Because I'm coming in here bloody. My uniform's a bit raggy. And you look crisp, untouched. There's a disconnect. There is a disconnect. So for me, guys, when I put someone into a training position, sure, they can memorize policy, and I can be impressed by that, sure. Wow, you know everything by A through B through C through D, everything. That's great. That's the what and the how. So I'll go through that first, make sure they get an understanding. You know, I want to understand if they know the policy. But then I'm going to ask them, what's your experience? What's it like when you did that cell extraction? What's it like when you stopped that assault? What was it like when you used OC for the first time? I need to know if that person has experience because I'm going to lean on that experience to connect to the people that they're training. People are very connected to stories. Stories can be very, very powerful. So I get you no policy and I get you no procedure. But let me hear some of your personal stories. This isn't academia here. It isn't. I get you get some knowledge from a book. That's great. But that experience, it can never be replaced by just reading a book. Don't get me wrong. A book could be a great partner to experience. It's a great way to evolve. But a book in isolation does not provide us value. A book will never supersede experience, the chance to connect, the chance to tell a story, share experiences. So guys, if you want credibility in your training department, then your trainers need to have experience. I mean, yes, don't get me wrong. Partner with experience is a great reputation. I get that. I get that. I just want people to know that if the person teaching this class doesn't have experience, there's going to be no connection with the people that are taking it. I can guarantee you that. In my years of experience, I've had tons of senior officers telling me, how do you expect me to take this class when the person teaching it has never lived and done what we are doing now? I don't feel a connection to the instructor. And if I'm not connected to the instructor, I don't feel connected to their lesson. And that's the truth. As always, guys, the show is tipped up. If you haven't, please subscribe, interact, engage, comment, hit that bell. Bell's going to notify you every time I post a video. Stay safe.